Hey there again, folks. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Ever17, The Out of Infinity. And, do apologize missing yesterday. I got caught up in, Minecraft. I live streamed it for quite a while. But, to make up for it, I'm going to do two today. It'll only be 20-25 minutes, but I'm going to do two of them. It's, as I said, last episode... Maybe I've mentioned this before, but this game is taking quite a while, and I have to average about one episode a day if I plan on getting done with the trilogy this year. I mean, if I did one, if I had done one every month, I mean every day, I would have been doing it for 3 and almost 4 months. It's almost 4 months, about one a day. So, and one episode was 50 minutes. I don't know why anybody sat through that, but so yeah, I've got to. Of course, it doesn't help that I get off on my tangents, but it's just how I have to commentate. That's how I think. That's how I have to do it. So yeah, so you got two today. So then I'll try to make sure to do one tomorrow. So let's find out what's wrong with you. Not you. This you. She doesn't think she'll ever see him again. Happens all the time. She's been suffering with her hand on her chest. No, it can't be. Didn't even want to think about it. Closing my eyes, I took a deep breath and tried to shake bad thoughts from my mind. Hey you. What do you mean by that? You crossed her arms behind her back and started walking slowly away, head down. She stopped in front of the wall, turned around, and walked back in front of me. The sound of her shoes echoed on the hard floor. The cursor silently flashing on the display. Is this supposed to be this quiet? Probably is. The cold coffee in my hand. I looked into the cup again. The glossy liquid was rippling with small waves. The sound of her shoes stopped abruptly. Why? She raised her face quietly and said, But... You interrupted my words and went on. Sinned?
そう、神に背くような大罪。ただし、神を信じてるとか信じてないとかそういうことは関係なくて、ただ倫理的に道徳的に取り返しのつかない過ちを犯したことがあるかどうか、それを聞いてるの。
What? We're supposed to choose something on that one? I've kind of just been... where do I make this? Where do I make the save? I'll save it here. Okay. Well, nobody's... There's actually absolutely no way that anybody is perfect. They said it doesn't really matter what your beliefs are because, I mean, everybody has their own set of morals, and it's impossible for somebody to be completely, unguilty. So, I mean, yeah. Otherwise it'd be a lie. Well, which would be... I guess I might have.
何をしたの?
Well, different things, I guess.
私には話せないようなこと?
talk about it, to be honest. I think that sins are something you carry through life by yourself. Seems cowardly to me. It seems cowardly to me to unburden it onto someone else and beg for pity and compassion.
私もそう思う。だから言えないんだよ。今クラナリに話したら、それはきっと言い訳になってしまうから。決して犯してはならない一線を私は越えてしまったの。神に背いたの。これは私にとっての現在みたいなもの。絶対に逃れることはできないし、逃れようとも思わない。私は死ぬまで、そう、死ぬまでこの罪を背負いながら、引きずりながら生きていかなければならないの。でもね、ひどいやつだと思われるかもしれないけど、後悔はしてないんだ。むしろ良かったと思ってるくらい。だって罪を犯したのは私だけなんだから。だから罰を受けなきゃいけないのも私だけで、彼女には何の罪もないんだもん。
She? Who are you talking about?
私自身のこと。もう一人の私。
Your other self. Now, when you talk about something, you are putting out quite a bit here. Tell me you have a split personality? She has clones, so... I'm just gonna keep going. You didn't say anything and took the cup from my hand. She sipped the cold coffee. For some reason, you suddenly tilted the cup. The black liquid, overtaken by the force of gravity, went splashing to the floor. You! Yu's eyes were fixed on me. There was no expression on her face. All the emotion had gone from her face, and I couldn't read what she was thinking. Her eyes were dark, dull, and without a spark, like a pair of ash-gray glass beads. Eventually, you whispered,
彼女、私の妹なの。
Okay. Well, I was thinking, well, there were multiple clones. Would they think of each other as their sister, as sisters? Your sister? What?
そう。だけど、彼女は私自身でもあるの。彼女と私は双子だから。彼女は私の双子の妹だから。ニラン製のソーセージ
So wait, so there's... It does explain the Akikana and the Harukana. At least. That does explain that. I thought there might have been multiple clones, more multiple clones than that. So... maybe there's... You know, I think I take too much time to contemplate this type of stuff, so I'm just gonna keep going. You yelped right next to my ear. Why are you so what? Why are you so surprised about that? Didn't I tell you?
マヨと少年が双子の兄弟だっていうのは聞いてたよ。でも一卵性とか二卵性とかそういうのはまだ。
Oh, but I found myself laughing in spite of myself. You cocked your head. Well, of course we're fraternal twins. I mean, I'm a guy and Sarah's a girl.
どうして当たり前なの？
Monozygotic is when one egg is fertilized and then that embryo splits into two. So both twins have the exact same genetic makeup. That's why they're called identical, because they look the same and of course they're the same gender. So for identical twins, you can't have anything other than 2 girls or 2 boys. But dizygotic, on the other hand, is when 2 different eggs are fertilized by different sperm. So they're 2 separate entities from the beginning, each with a different genetic makeup. That way they may or may not be the same gender. They may not even look much alike. They're basically just like other siblings. So they're more like siblings who happen to be in their mother's body and get born about the same time.
なるほどね。
Seriously, the kid really knows his stuff on some stuff.
ってことは、男の子と女の子の双子だったっていう時点で、すでに二卵性であることは確実なわけだ。
Exactly. That'd be a little bit creepy.
で、何の話だったっけ？
You forgot?
It
started when you said something like, "So Mayo and you are twins, but you aren't any good at computers like Mayo is." Because I find that being good at things is a genetics. Being good at computers is a genetic skill, you know. Way back, you know, it was in our genetics way back in, you know, the 1500s, before there were computers, and it was like, what are we doing with this DNA? And when computers were invented, we got to use that DNA. The people who are good at them, anyway. In fact, you've got absolutely no aptitude for them. Why is that? And then I said, because we're fraternal twins.
Oh, yeah.
Now the audience is caught up. You know what? The you in the kids version does seem a little bit more extremer. I mean, you has an extreme personality anyway, but you know, she does seem like she's a little bit more extreme in the kids version. So yeah, that would make a little bit sense. That's right. You and I were on the top of the Lemurian ruins. So after all that, do you get it?
Huh? 何が?
She paused in her flailing. The reason I'm not good at computers.
あ、それね。こういうことでしょ？マヨと少年には年の離れた兄弟と同じような差異があるわけだから、一卵性の双子とは違ってそれぞれに遺伝した能力っていうのかな、素質っていうのかな、そういうのも全然違うってことなんだよね、きっと。
Right. I might just be an idiot here. That's always possible. But are talents and skills really something that identical twins would have similar? It just doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem like that way to me, but maybe it is, you know. I say that our infrared vision is the only inherited trait that we even share. Aside from that, I don't think we're very much alike.
で、その前は何の話だったっけ？
I sighed and started explaining. Before that, I needed to explain what you and I were doing there. Going back to that afternoon, before I knew my real name. Sora came out with some information rather
田中
abruptly.
陽一さんは今から17年前にお亡くなりになっています。田中幸恵さんも15年前に他界されたようです。
Yoichi was Yu's father and Yuki was her mother. Let me just take it, guys. Alright. Both of Yu's parents had passed away. It was unfortunately a fact that was true. There was proof including dated mail and other files. I seen them with my own eyes. But Yu still wasn't convinced. In her heart, she still believed that her father was alive. Of course, regarding her mother, she was even more vehement.
だってお母さんはレミューで働いてるのよ。ついこの間まで一緒に住んでたのよ。それが15年前に死んだなんて。
It was hard to know what to say, but I said this. Maybe she wasn't your real mother. Meaning she might not even be Yuki. You was shaking your head back and forth as if to say impossible. After a while, you spoke as if in a dream.
あそこに侵入することさえできればな。そうすればもっと詳細な内容が全貌がわかるのにな。
The there she was pointing at was LeMU's high security data. All afternoon and into the night, she had tried to hack her way in, but kept getting rejected at the confirmation point. She knew the password, the empty false sky. A single cuckoo calls out, brings a chill to me. She kept trying different variations, caps, lowercase, different fonts, Latin, German. She enlisted Sora and Sarah's help, and they tried every possibility they could think of, but all to no avail. LeMU had built a high, impenetrable castle, and Yu was turned back again and again right at the gates. She was stricken with frustration and grief. Finally, exhausted and at a loss, she found her way over to the Lemurian ruins. By the time I spotted her, she had climbed all the way to the top. I sat down beside her. Neither of us spoke. But from time to time, Yu would let out a sigh like she had thought of something. Time passed slowly.
ねえ、少年は予知ができるんでしょ？
After about the 153rd sigh, you suddenly came out with this question.
私のお父さんとお母さんについてなんかわかることないの？
Well, you know, premonitions aren't the same as seeing into the past. And you're talking about 15, 17 years ago. When I was only 1 or not even born yet. Either way, there's no way I can look that far into the past.
まったくもう使えないやっちゃな。空とマヨが悪戦苦闘してた時だって少年はそばでぼんやりと見てただけだったし。あ、そういえばマヨと少年は双子なんだよね。なのに少年はマヨみたいにコンピューター関係に詳しいわけじゃない。その資質もどうやらありそうもない。これはどうして？
That's when I answered. I said because we're fraternal twins.
わお！バナナバナナ！思い出しましキュッキュッキュッキュッキュッキュッ出しましキュッキュッキュッキュッキュッキュッ出しまし。
I think you just broke. I think we broke you. We need to bring her in for repair.
キュッキュッキュッキュッキュッキュッキュッキュッ思い出しました。
You appear to be malfunctioning. Exactly. The harsh reality of things must have been too cruel for her to bear. When Sora first told her, you went hysterical, almost crazy, and then burst into a sobbing fit like a child. Maybe she had cried herself out, because since then she had seemed much calmer. But now...
Apple, pineapple!
She's in bad shape. You, are you okay?
ほへ？
Maybe you're a little psychologically, strained.
全然平気だよ。私もうこの際だから開き直ることにしたの。うじうじ考えててもしょうがないでしょ。私のことよりも北斗の方はどうなの？
Hokutan?
だって少年の名前北斗なんでしょ。だから北斗。
Cut it out, don't call me that.
どうして？
I still can't think of myself as a Hokuto. I was walking down the street and someone called out, Hokuto! I wouldn't turn around. In fact, don't think I could. It wouldn't seem like they were calling out to me.
そんなバカママのこと言ったってダメだよ。君はこれから死ぬまで北斗っていう名前を背負って生きていかなきゃいけないんだから。
But, nothing else. I don't want you guys here to call me good grief. Hokuto. I'm used to being called kid, and you guys are used to it too, right? You can't just switch in the middle like
ま
that.
あ確かにそれもそうだけど、じゃあ本当に少年のままでいいのね。
Yeah, that's fine. I had told her how I felt. Strange if he never felt that right way about his name, and you know, 50 years were to pass, be like, and he'd be an old man, he'd be like, I'm not Hokuto. Call me kid.
そんなに北斗っていう名前嫌いなの？
He could spell it K-I-D-D and it'd be like a proper name. You know, kind of like Captain Kid, you know? So, actually, that'd be kind of... Actually wouldn't be bad, though. Listen, for the millionth time, I just don't think that Hokuto is my name. Of course, I'm sure it doesn't translate like that in Japanese. But it's got nothing to do with liking or disliking the name. Look, I said this when we were talking about Ling Ling and Lang Lang, but I really don't care what my name is. I'm not fussy, and I'm certainly not attached to it.
だけど、どうでもいいってことはないと思うよ。好き嫌いは別として、名前っていうのは一応その人の看板なわけだから。この社会で生きている以上、いつかは必ず名前を必要とする時が訪れるの。例えば、契約を交わす時とか、申請を出す時とか、試験の時とか、おまわりにパクられた時とか。
Yes, every time I get arrested, I have to know my name. It's something I always have to know every time I get arrested.
なんだかんだ言っても、本人かどうかを確認するときには、名前ってものが一番重要視されるんだよ。いわば名前は人間を識別するための記号みたいなものね。
Identification? Word just slipped out. And then...
今、なんて言った？
You grabbed the back of my head and pulled my face towards hers. What?
今よ、今少年、なんて言ったのよ。
I didn't say anything. I just repeated back what you were saying. You leveled a determined glare at me. She raised her finger and twirled it like a magic wand. She breathed in through her nose. I waited for her to breathe out, but she kept breathing in and in. I covered my ears. She grabbed my hands and pulled them away from my ears. And then, with all the air she had just sucked in, she let loose right next to me.
わかっちゃった。
Yes, that was really loud. She grinned loosely. I like how in movies, games, whatever, if somebody has an idea like that, they always demand that somebody repeat it, even though it's whatever they said sparked an idea and they just need to run with that idea. I mean, what if somebody had said the wrong thing, you know, she's like, you know that, and it actually messes her up. Probably she got an idea, so. And then...
わかっちゃったです。私わかっちゃったです。
I got it.
I see てる。
All of a sudden, out of the blue, and with no warning, she kissed my cheek. Perfect hit. I was a little giddy.
ほら、早く聞いて。ねえねえ、何がわかったのって聞いて。
I did as I was told. Hey you, what did you figure out?
よくぞ聞いてくれました少年。実はどうしてレミの認証をクリアできなかったのか、その本当の原因が分かったのであります。私たち今までずっとパスワードが間違ってるって思ってたじゃない。でもそうじゃなかったの。パスワードは多分あれでいいんだと思う。海月の極空に涼しホトトギス。
What do you mean?
だからぶっちゃけこういうこと。間違ってたのはパスワードじゃなくて名前だったのよ。
Username?
そう、名前は人間を識別するための記号。本人かどうかを確認するときに一番重要視されるもの。つまり名前が間違ってたらいくらパスワードが正しくても認証は下りないってこと。
Access denied. Invalid name or password. I'd seen that message umpteen times.
少年が言ったように もしも私の知ってるお母さんが本当のお母さんじゃないとしたら、彼女の本名は田中幸恵ではないってことになる。ということは
If you just knew her real name, you could clear LeMU's confirmation.
正解。
You tap my forehead, but how will you figure out her real name?
それは空に聞いてみればわかるでしょ。
Before I could say Sora, you had grabbed my arms. A second later, she jumped down out the ruins with a great cry. Pulled off balance, I flew clumsily through the air. I nearly toppled onto my head, but managed to right myself like a cat and landed safely. My own excellent reflexes impressed me. As for you, she was sprawled on her belly in a puddle, arms and legs spread awkwardly. You okay? When I called her name, you hopped up. Water dripped from her hair. She was soaked from head to toe.
さあ、グツグツしないで早く行くよ。
She spoke calmly. She doesn't sound like she's speaking calmly. It doesn't seem like the situation where she was. So, gonna have to find out next time if they can figure out the real username. That does tick me off. How some websites you have to use your email address, and some you have to use you know, your username. You know, it kind of ticks me off. It's not really an issue, but there has been a Steam, for instance, you actually use your name. Every time I put my email address in there, and then it's told I'm wrong, and then I'm like, okay. But anyway, hope you folks enjoyed this. Stay tuned. There'll be another one coming up. I'm not gonna lie to you this time, so hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next one. Farewell. I misclicked it. That's embarrassing.